Alright, this is just a quick walkthrough to the two ideas I had for a arena slash coliseum thing. It's basically mainly because I am bored. I thought this would be a cool build, and considering how much Blue likes to duel, I thought something like this would be useful. But there's two of them. There's two concepts, and I'll explain the logic behind the second one a little later. But this arena is made specifically with the dimensions of right behind the castle and right in front of the bar. That area is approximately 27 by 39. So this is about that dimensions. I think it's like one shorter in one of the directions. But basically, you walk in, right? And you can walk in. There's three entrances to walk in through. This is the first entrance, and this one is with the shooting range, right? So you can walk in here and do shooting range stuff. Ideally, there'll be either bows for sale, arrows for sale, and then like crossbow. I don't know if we have any other concepts of what could be sold in the shooting ring itself, but that's basically what these represent. As we walk in, these are the stairs to come up. It should be noted that this arena is like the smaller arena of the two. So this is what it looks like on the inside. These are the stands. Basically, that's the arena pit. As we can see, this is just what you would look like, what you would look at when you get here. Then we come down here. And in this side of the arena, and probably I'll add it on the other side as well when you come in. But the idea here is for all the alcoholic drinks to be sold, right? So things that you would want to have in the arena. So we'll have a bunch of alcohol here. Same thing for this side, alcohol. And then when we come in here, this is the gladiator pit. Ideally, these will all be open to the beginning, but when someone is like going to fight, they would close this door just so to make sure that no one comes in to steal their stuff. Anything that they don't want to bring into the arena for whatever reason, they can put in here. And then they close. They can set their respawn right here. And then they would sign up in the arena. And then this is where they would duel. Same thing for the other side, right? It's the same sort of setup. And then there's this spot, which will be closed. Theoretically, these are iron doors right now. But theoretically, this is probably a door that can be set up so that only the owners or the leaders can do it, and then or whoever owns the actual arena can open them and close them. That way you keep this exclusive. And you come back up here, and this is more so where the leadership can watch the games. So theoretically, here you'd have like the leader, the king, and then any generals you want, or if there's a, I don't know if there's a queen, but if there's a queen, then the king, queen, leader, so on and so forth. And here we can see like anyone else that's important that you guys deem that you want up here, like they can just come up here and watch as well. So there's these like extra areas where they can come and sit and watch it, right? But basically this would be like where the nobility would be, so to speak, to watch the games. And it's pretty much like you can see pretty much anything from sitting here. I don't know if I can actually sit. Yeah, I can't sit in this creative word. But theoretically, you should be able to see the whole arena except what's closest, which is basically the same thing as you can do in any of these like arena spots. You can see everything except what's closest, right? And then if you want the sky view, this is what it would look like from the sky. Very quaint, very small arena. Now, the bigger arena, let's go start with the sky view. So you can see there's a lot more nobility placement up there. Then this shooting range is also much bigger, so it's much more challenging. But basically, same thing, three entrances. When you walk in here, though, over here we'll have all the alcohol together. And on top of all the alcohol together, we can probably set this up so that there's armor for sale, weapons for sale, stuff like that. So that when you come to the arena, it's not just an entertainment thing, but theoretically you could double this as a barracks. For the actual barracks portion, we can add it. It's not considered in this sort of setup, but we can add sort of fixtures to the structure so that it can be like a barracks. Same thing here, same gladiators pit. But these are iron doors. Basically, same thing. They can sleep there. You can set it up. This is the arena pit. The arena pit has these markers, which are essentially the middle of the arena. The reason I made a bigger arena is essentially because when I looked at the face-off mod, the face-off mod creates a 30-block radius from where the thing starts. So, actually, this might be even too small, but if I'm not mistaken, it's a 30-block radius from where the thing starts. So if you start your face-off duel here, theoretically, you should be able to be here, right? This should be 15 outward. I just realized right now as I'm recording that I thought about diameter instead of radius, but theoretically, I think the beacon will still spawn within the arena. That's kind of where my concern is with the smaller arena, that if we do face-offs, the beacon might spawn outside of the arena, so it'll be really awkward. Whereas here, I'm pretty sure, not 99% sure, but pretty close to it, that the beacons will spawn within the arena floor. Right, so if we spawn here, we won't have to worry about someone leaving. Like if we start the battle here, we don't have to worry about someone falling into Wither or anything like that. They can just have a regular duel, right? Same thing with the entrances over here. Now these are a lot more cozy, right? The stairs, whereas the other one that were set up. Theoretically, we can set up the small chests. Where are they? Alright, so we can set up basically the little chests here as well to kind of denote the alcohol sales, right? So we can actually have them on the rest of the arena. There's a lot more space for us to be able to do that. So we can set up that way. And then the banners are placed the same way. What changes up here is quite a lot, actually. So when you come in, it's the same thing. There's just one door instead of two. You can choose whichever one. They're virtually the same. The difference is that when you go up this side, you go straight into the arena. When you go up the other side, the nobility will essentially have their own alcohol up here that will sell as well, right? So they can just get their drinks a little more conveniently than just having to go downstairs. It's also set up so that there's much more seating up here. And theoretically, these banners, all the banners theoretically are for the kingdom. But if we have guests of other kingdoms that have their own banners, we can set up their banners up here to denote their leadership, where they're sitting and stuff like that, right? Then there's this seat, which would obviously go to either the leader or the king, but realistically, it would go to whoever the master of ceremonies for the particular games that are being held are. And the neat thing about this arena that's different from the other one as well is that there's a lot of redstone integration, or there's some redstone integration, particularly this lever. The doors are closed, and then when you press the lever, wherever the master arena starts, you'll open the door, which allows the two guys to go in. This is where you'll say your speech or do whatever. Right before the arena starts, you say whatever you want, and then you open it, and then the two gladiators show up. Whoever is challenging will go to the center. They will challenge the other guy. The other guy will accept. It will hopefully give a beacon within the arena, which is, again, that's something hard to test without actually doing it in the server. But we'll see when we get there how it works. But I think this should be big enough. And then you can just open the door and close it. Same concept. The inner of these rooms have a lever inside so that the person here can store their loot and set their respawn. And then over here is the other portion, right? There's other redstone integration. And this one we can actually... I think this one poses enough of a challenge to where if we say, oh, you get 15... We can do a game here, right? Whereas the other one's a little simple. It's really easy to do. But here we could probably do a game where it's like, oh, you get 15 arrows, and if you hit all of the targets, right, then you get I don't know, a diamond or something like that. We have like an entry fee, and then all these targets are hittable. There's even one way back there. They are all hittable. I'm just not a great shot. There we go. And then there's another one over here, right? Which again is like up here. Oh, I hit the middle one, but that's also a target I need to hit anyway. But yeah, all these are hittable, including this one, right? Like I've hit all of these before. So yeah, so this is a challenge, and then whoever wants to pick them up, be it the person who shot them, or if we have someone running the game, then that person can just walk up here and grab everything. That's kind of what the ladders are for. And the other one, it's the same thing. These ladders let you pick up the targets or the arrows that hit these targets or fly over. But yeah, I think it also, this gives you an opportunity to actually just practice shooting in Minecraft. There's not a gate here, but that's just because I didn't make a gate, but there should be a gate there. But yeah, this is kind of the concept that I have for something that we can build in the land, and which would make it more interesting and would give us like a place to have the actual duels that will feel kind of thematic. The walls, the outside of it can all be modular. Like essentially someone who is better than me at decorating it can do it. Right here, this building is literally just a redstone contraption. I would theoretically build this downstairs, but because this is a flat world, there's just bedrock down there really, so I don't have place to do it. But basically, this is what sets up the targets coming in and out. This will be turned off for the most part, and then whenever we want to use this, we will turn this on. And then if we're having an events game, right, where we essentially are busy doing other things, and like this will just be perpetually running, we want to keep this out, right? This will turn off the moving targets, but the circuit will still keep going, right? Which is why it's important that this is essentially turned on. If we're sure we're going to be doing this, we turn it on. If we're sure we're not going to be doing it, we turn it off. And then if there's an event day where we're just going to perpetually keep that circuit going, that's perfectly fine. This is just a way of minimizing the actual impact of that circuit on the server. That circuit can be made as long or as short as we want it. And like depending on that, it'll make the game harder or easier, and it'll lower lag. It shouldn't be too much lag. It's a pretty small circuit, and it's running something that's very simple. That's also the consideration there. But like I said, the material itself is all modular. You can pick whatever material you want. I personally like this kind of birch for this nobility spot, and regular oak for the rest of it. I think that it adds a good accent. I think the wall material for the inside is pretty good, but you can change it for whatever. The outside is probably where I would do the most work in terms of layering it and adding different sort of materials to it. But that's not something I'm particularly good at. I'm just more so this is the concept I have, and then someone else who's a better builder than me can work on it. But yeah, the circuitry for these doors is all under the structure. It's pretty simple. This goes under the walls. I should probably just go in. But basically, from here to the back is where the this redstone is, and it goes over here to a structure. Actually, I can show it to you, because the one last thing about this spot is that in the event of something going absolutely wrong, the king is in danger. Let's say that the rebels or the peasants are rebelling or whatever. There's actually an escape route where you go down here, and then you can leave. It's not done, obviously, but theoretically, we have this escape route that then has like a tunnel over here, and then a tunnel like, I don't know, over here, and then maybe a tunnel over here, so that the king has multiple options. And one of the escape tunnels works, the other two probably don't work, right? And that's probably the best way of doing it. So by the time anyone gets up here and tries to do it, right, the king has escaped safely, and then whoever's following it kind of has to make a decision on which way they want to go. But yeah, that's kind of the concept that I have here for the shooting range. I'm putting it on Discord because that's the only place I can think of putting it. And then I know Blue doesn't have Discord, so I don't know how to get it to Blue, aside from like telling him to go to YouTube and find it, I guess, because I'll post this on YouTube. But yeah, this is the concept. I like both arenas. This is the small one, which is really cute in my opinion, and then this is the bigger one, which is a lot more sort of set up. There's also opportunity, for example, up here, because of what I need for the redstone, this is what creates this kind of longer area, which then gives us space for everything else. But up here, we can create, like, if someone's good at creating statues, for example, we can have statues on top of the arena that kind of add more to the element. There's also opportunities for here. For example, we can build guard towers if we so wanted. Right? If we wanted to transform this entirely into a barracks, there's opportunity to do that. There's also in the server, there's also the possibility and actually the benefit of, if we did want to go full barracks, well, we can make the barracks downstairs. Actually, we can just go ahead and under this, because of the level of redstone that we'll need, that is not that big, right? It's not that much. We like the redstone, particularly for this, can stay in this area. The redstone for this is above ground, actually, so it's not a big issue. So this whole downstairs arena, like under the arena, we can just have the whole sparring area. We can have suits of armor set up. We can have everything sort of under it, and kind of make a whole area there as well for war if we so needed.